Hello students, today we will learn fuel supply system. So fuel supply systems of SI engines, that is petrol engines. The basic fuel supply system in an automobile with the petrol engine consists of many components. So what are the components? So the basic fuel supply system an automobile with petrol engine. So this is meant for only petrol engine. Consists of a fuel tank in which the fuel is stored, then the fuel lines through which the fuel passes from one place to other, then the fuel pump which pumps the fuel from one place to other, then fuel filter which is for filtering the fuel if any impurities are present, then there is air cleaner which will clean the air, then there is carburetor, then there is inlet manifold, and there are supply and return pipelines. So these are the different parts of the fuel supply system in a petrol engine. So this is for petrol engine. Okay. So the different types of fuel supply system which have been used to supply fuel from the fuel tank to the engine cylinder are listed below. So what are the types of fuel supply system used to supply fuel from fuel tank to the engine? First type is the gravity system. Gravity system. The second one is the pressure system. The third one is the vacuum system. The fourth one is the pump system. The fifth and the last one is fuel injection system. So we will discuss all these systems one by one. So out of these 5 systems, first 4 systems make use of the carburetors, while in the fuel injection system, the carburetor has been dispensed altogether. So that means carburetor is not present in the fuel injection system. So the first 4 systems make use of the carburetor, while in the fuel injection system, the carburetor is dispensed altogether. So there is no carburetor in the fuel injection system. The gravity system is confined to two-wheelers, while the pressure and vacuum systems are obsolete today, and the pump system is being used widely in the automobiles. Due to some advantages, the use of fuel injection system is now universal in modern petrol engines. So gravity system is used in automobiles, that is two-wheelers, that is it is confined only for two-wheelers. Then pressure and vacuum system have become obsolete now. That is, they are not being used nowadays. Then the pump system is used widely in automobiles. The last, that is the fuel injection system, has many advantages and hence it is now universal in modern petrol engines or petrol vehicles. So we will discuss about the gravity system. So in this, fuel tank is mounted at the highest position. So let us consider this as the fuel tank and this is the engine. So the fuel tank is placed at the highest position and from there the fuel and from where the fuel drops into the carburetor. So this is the engine's carburetor. So the fuel drops into the carburetor by gravity. So this system is very simple and cheap, but placing the fuel tank is very important. So here in this fuel tank is mounted at the highest position from where the fuel drops into the carburetor float chamber by gravity. So as the system is, that is, the fuel is flowing with the gravity power, this is called as the gravity system. So this system is very simple and cheap. The only challenge which we face in this system is placing the fuel tank, which is a very important thing here. Placing the fuel tank at the correct position is very important. So this is about the gravity system. The second type of system is the pressure system. So in this system, a sealed fuel tank is used. A sealed fuel tank is used. So the pressure is created in the tank by means of engine exhaust or separate air pump. So to create the pressure in the tank, we are using either the engine exhaust or a separate air pump is used. Create the pressure in the tank, engine exhaust or a separate air pump is used. So for starting, the pump is primed by hand. So you have to prime the pump or you have to start the pump with the help of hand. For starting, the pump is primed by hand. So then the pressure will be developed and the fuel flows to the float chamber of the carburetor. Pressure is then developed and the fuel flows to the carburetor. So there may be disadvantages like pressure leak, but the advantage is that the fuel tank can be placed at any suitable location. So there are chances of pressure leak. Advantage of this system is that the fuel tank can be placed at any suitable location. The next type of system is the vacuum system. So this system is based on the simple fact that engine suction can be used for sucking fuel from the main tank to the auxiliary fuel tank. So it is based on, so the suction power of the engine can be used for sucking the fuel from the main tank to the auxiliary fuel tank, from where it flows by gravity to the carburetor float chamber. Simple fact that the engine suction can be used for sucking fuel from the main tank to the auxiliary fuel tank, from where it flows to the carburetor by gravity. The next type of system is the pump system. So in this system, a steel pipe carries petrol to the fuel pump, which pumps it into the float chamber of the carburetor through a flexible pipe. So here you can see this is the petrol tank which is present in the car, and this is the steel pipe which will carry the petrol to the fuel pump. This is the steel pipe which will carry the petrol to the fuel pump, which is present here. So this fuel pump will pump the petrol into the float chamber of the carburetor through a flexible pipe. So this is the carburetor, and the pump will send the fuel or pump the fuel, that is petrol, through flexible pipe into this float chamber of the carburetor. So the third, that is a fourth type of system, is the pump system. In this system, a steel pipe carries petrol to the fuel pump, which pumps it into the float chamber of the carburetor through a flexible pipe. So if the fuel pump is mechanical, it has to be driven by the engine's camshaft. So if the fuel pump is mechanical, it must be driven by the engine camshaft. So if it is a mechanical component, then it must be driven by the engine camshaft, and it must be placed on the engine itself. That is, the fuel pump must be placed in the engine itself, and hence placed on the engine itself. If you are using an electronic fuel pumps or electronically operated fuel pumps, then it can be placed anywhere, that is in the rear location which is away from the hot engine, thereby reducing the tendency of forming vapor lock. So if the fuel pump is placed nearer to the engine, then vapor lock will be produced because of the heat of the engine. But if you are using an electronically operated fuel pump, you can place it away from the engine. Electronically operated fuel pump can be placed anywhere. It is the rear location, that is away from the hot engine, reducing the tendency of forming vapor lock. So this system, that is the pump system, is being used most commonly in the present days. So this system is being used commonly in the present day cars. The fifth type of system is the fuel injection system. The petrol injection system has been used successfully on some modern vehicles. So, this system has been used successfully in modern vehicles. In this, carburetor is dispensed with altogether. So, the fuel is atomized by means of an injector nozzle and then delivered into an air stream. So, in this system, the fuel is atomized by means of an injector nozzle, which will increase the pressure of the fuel, and then delivered in an air stream. So the spray of fuel is formed here. Separate fuel injectors are used for each cylinder, while the mixture under different load and speed condition is controlled now electronically. So, delivering the fuel in the airstream, separate fuel injectors are used for each cylinder. So, separate fuel injectors are used for each cylinder, while the mixture under different load and speed conditions is controlled electronically. So this is most accurate fuel supply system. So as we have discussed how the fuel injection takes place in the diesel engine, the same way, the same principle is used for injecting petrol also. So this system has been successfully used on some modern vehicles. So in this system, the carburetor is dispensed with altogether. So this is an important point to be remembered when you are studying about the fuel injection system in petrol engine. So this is petrol injection system. This is all about the fuel supply system. Next we will study about carburetors and functions of a carburetor.